Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. We are back to talk square dancing, and I'm not talking about your grandparents' square dancing here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. My granny loved her square dancing. But times have changed, and so has square dancing. And here to tell us about a fabulous program here in Ottawa, I am joined by the founder of Square Dance Ottawa, Wendy VanderMeulen. Wendy, welcome to the show. Wonderful to have you here. And Wendy, let's talk about what was your introduction to square dancing? I know mine was when I was in school. How about yourself?
I met someone at work, found out that he was a square dance caller, and I'd never heard of square dancing before. And this was back in 1983. I'd never heard of it. He invited me to a demonstration that the club he called for was putting on, and I loved it. And that fall, I've been dancing ever since September of 1983.
And those square dancing callers are so entertaining. I have been able to see it sort of live in person. I'm sure some people have seen it in television and film, but it is so much fun to watch. And then Wendy, let's talk a little bit about maybe the growth of square dancing and perhaps how it's changed over the last few years.
Well, most people have a picture in their mind of square dancing, happening in barns with hay bales and overalls and girls in petticoats and gingham dresses and stuff like that. But, the fiddles and banjos on the stage. But now first of all, we dance to any music that has a good beat. Personally, I use a lot of hip hop, classic rock, alternative. We can use gospel, jazz, Dixieland. The occasional country still gets thrown in there for good measure. And all ages. As you can see in the picture there, it's all ages. It's constant movement. In the old square dancing, it was often just two couples that were moving at the same time, and they would move on to another couple to dance. But now, as you can see, the majority of the time, all 8 dancers are moving at the same time. And you can see the dress. Yeah. You just wear whatever you're comfortable in.
Exactly. And I love the fact that you point out the various demographics. So we're obviously seeing a lot of young people that have been attracted to square dancing. Why do you think that is, Wendy?
I think to be honest, I think it's the sociability of it.
Right.
Because they're working together. Like it's teamwork. There's 8 people working together to make sure that the dance succeeds. And they just love the interaction that they can have with each other while they're dancing.
Let's talk about your specific program. How would you say yours is unique from perhaps some other square dancing programs out there?
Well, locally, if you want to, you join a club where you take a series. So you go every week, and every week they teach you a few more calls, and so you progress through a series of like your basic square dancing, your intermediate, your advanced square dancing kind of a thing. Mine is going to be every month. It's a drop-in. Okay. So you can come once and never again, or you can come now and then you can come again in 6 months, and you won't have missed anything because it's not a series of lessons. It's just come, learn a few steps, dance, and that's it.
Wendy, is it very hard to learn? Because, when you look at some other styles of dance, I think it can be intimidating for a lot of people depending on what style of dance. What about square dancing? Is it difficult to learn?
I don't think so. When you realize the first call that we teach is dance and circle left. Now, we all know how to do-si-do, and we do still put that in there. But the program that I'm going to use, there's going to be very few steps. So we're going to learn a few of the basic, simple ones, and that's all that we'll put together. So we're not going to get into complicated moves. We're just going to keep the short, simple. That's the whole idea, to make it fun.
Wendy, let's talk about, you mentioned the social aspect, which is I think one of the greatest benefits of doing something like square dancing. What are some of the other benefits of square dancing?
Well, obviously it's the physical, right? Because it's motion, you're moving, it's low impact. And people that wear Fitbits have often prided themselves in the fact that at the end of a 2-hour dance, like they've gone 2 miles, 3 miles or something like that. So they get a lot of movement in there. And mental. Of course, mental is a big thing too, because we teach steps. We don't teach complete dances. So you have to pay attention to the caller. You have to interpret what the caller says, make your feet move the way they're supposed to move. And so it's mentally challenging, mentally beneficial. So you've got the social benefit, the physical benefit, and the mental benefit.
What is the feedback that you've been getting so far since you started this program?
Actually, it's been quite well.
Nice.
With my website, I have a meetup group. And even existing square dancers are coming out to just to see what this new program is all about. It sounds very promising, and I'm quite excited about it.
Where and when is it happening, and how do people register?
Well, it's at the Jim Durrell Recreational Center on Walkley Road. So you come in the front door, and it's the big hall to the left. And Sunday. It starts Sunday, March the 27th, and it's the fourth Sunday of every month. And you can pay at the door, or you can go to the website, squaredanceottawa.ca. That would be the best thing to do. Or just search for Community Contemporary Square Dancing in Facebook, and you'll also find more of the information.
Terrific. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Daytime Ottawa right after this.